Welcome guys to today's class on physics practical. In this video we want to discuss refraction through rectangular glass prism. Yes, from the word refraction, it simply means that two media will be involved. Yes, it could be air and water, it could be air and glass, it could be water and glass. Now, when you are talking about air and water, I want you to know that in the topic refraction, when the two media involved are air and water, air is less dense while water is denser. And so, what will happen is, as light ray move from air and come to the water part, it will refract toward the normal. Then, if it is moving from air and glass, air is less dense, glass is denser. Once light ray move from air to glass, the light ray will also be refracted toward the normal. But if it is moving from glass to air, for instance, glass is denser and air is less dense, what will happen is that the light ray will be refracted away from the normal. This is a typical diagram of what happened in rectangular glass prism experiment. Here is your incident ray, here is your normal, here is your incident angle, your refracted ray, your refracted what angle? Yes, your refracted angle, your emergent ray, your emergent angle. Here is your air part, here is glass part, here is your what? Air part. Here is where you put your pin, You put two pins here. Then, as you are putting this, you put it such that you cover the first two pins. That is when you say you have gotten it. Now, the essence of this video is for us to see how to get your readings that you will use to plot your graph without touching apparatus. Maybe you are asked to perform this experiment in the midnight, or where there is darkness, no light, because this experiment deals with light. Remember, we said there must be movement of light ray from one media to what? Another. So there will be need for light. So if you are doing this experiment where there is darkness, the implication is that you will find it difficult to put your pin and locate it accordingly. And that is why we want to see how to get these readings without touching apparatus. Yes, and you will get a very good result. To do so, we have to recall to ourselves again that refractive index of a rectangular glass prism is approximately 1.50. This is the value for refractive index of a rectangular glass prism. And because of that, this value, because if everyone are to perform this experiment, it's possible we will not get it exactly 1.5, but there is always a range. The range could be between 1.46 to 1.54. This is the range we can have, and it will still fall in order for this. Now, for you to graph this table, first thing you need to know is that Snell's law states that refractive index is equal to sine I over sine R. Yes, that is sine of incidence over sine of refraction. And so, what we are to do now is, we say, therefore, there is need to get the value of R here. R will be equal to sine inverse bracket sine R all over refractive index. So this is the formula we are to use to get the value for each of the spaces in this column for refracted angle. Now remember we said this is the range, the possible range for refractive index of a glass prism or rectangular glass prism. Now that means I have to pick one of this refractive index. Now you can pick any one you want, but I will pick 1.48. I decided to pick 1.48. Now picking 1.48, I put it here. I will now say that my first value of R will be sine inverse bracket sine 30 over 1.48. Okay, sine inverse is shift sine, then bracket sine 30 divided by 1.48. I will get the value to be 19.75 approximately. I'll do the same thing. I'll change 30 to what? 40 to get the second R. 25.74. Then I'm just approximating to 2 decimal places. Then changing it again to 50. I've changed here to 50. That is 31.17. I'll change the 50 to 60. That is 35.81. I will change the 60 to 70. That is 39.41. Now I've succeeded to get my R, and that is the major thing. And to get my sine I now. My sine I, first sine I is sine 30. Sine 30 0.50 in 2 decimal place. Sine 40 0.64. Sine 50 0.77. Sine 60 0.87. Sine 70 0.94. We have gotten the table for sine I. We go for sine R. 19.75 0.34. Sine 25.74 0.43. Sine 31.17 0.52. Sine 35.81 0.59. Sine 39.41 0.63. Then we now get the value here. We now say 0.50, which is this over this, divided by 0.34, 1.47. 0.64 divided by 0.43, 1.49. 0.77 divided by 0.52, 1.48. 0.87 divided by 0.59. 1.47. 0.94 divided by 0.63. 1.49. So we have succeeded to get our table of value. Next will be to go into plotting of graphs and answering of questions.